Hello YouTube, I'm DonTheCrown and I love ARPGs. And if you got to play Diablo 4 and you kind of felt let down or you're overwhelmed by Path of Exile, then I'm going to try to give you an alternative option. An alternative option is Undecember. This is a game that kind of when it came out got absolutely panned because while it was a great game, a lot of people really disliked the monetization because there's a lot of like pay to win stuff in the cash shop. And normally when a game has pay to win, it just gets worse over time. But surprisingly, in last season, they completely removed all of the pay to win. And in season 2, which should be coming up on the 30th or 31st here, depending on your time zone, they are even going to be adding a solo self-found mode, which allows you to bypass even having to deal with the trading post or trading with other people if you don't want to, because on top of just making it so that you can't trade with other people, you're going to get even more loot drops, which I think is pretty cool. Now, this is a game that I think has a lot of really good things that I really wish that all other ARPG games would just absolutely steal. So first off, they have a leaderboard system that I think blows other leaderboard systems away that I have played with. So like when I played Diablo 3 a whole bunch, the leaderboard basically is just broken down into which class clears the highest greater rift the fastest. And this leaderboard, they have a whole bunch of different things where different types of builds are going to do well in. There's like a getting through the story as fast as possible. I used to be rank 4 on this a long time ago. There's how much XP per week. There's how much damage do you do with certain skills that are picked for that week. And these rotate every week. There's like finishing a special map. There's how long you survive in their like zombie survival mode thing. There's how many bosses do you get through, how well you're doing in PvP, how many uniques you've collected for the entirety of the season, and so on and so forth. And so there is definitely a lot of different builds that do really, really well in there in this. And there's like a very complex, open, you can play almost anything and kind of do well type of system. And it's just really neat to like go through here and inspect people and just see that like almost everyone is doing something a little bit different. And sometimes it's not even like, oh, this guy's playing, melee slightly different. It's like this guy's playing this melee build, this guy's playing a bow build, this guy's playing minions, I'm playing electric sentries, which is like these little like lightning totem things. And yeah, it's just so many different builds. And then when you go and you do some of the like raids where you get up to 8 people and you go and fight a boss, you'll see a whole smattering of different builds and stuff in these. And these are a lot of fun. Kind of mechanics heavy, but they do a really great job of rewarding you for doing even more damage without ruining the fight, which I guess I can talk about that in another video. But overall, like the group content in the game is actually surprisingly pretty good. And in terms of also getting rid of all of the pay to win, they also went through and they completely redid how microtransactions kind of work in the game. And so where it used to cost you real life cash to buy any outfit like this stuff here, you can now get this for rubies, which is currency that can be obtained through paid products or through regular gameplay by just trading with other people. And so I made lots of rubies just from like selling extra currency that I had gained from just playing the game. I had more than enough to buy some outfits for myself. And yeah, this has been pretty cool to like see all of this stuff just go kind of like free to play. So you can make your character look how you want to. You can also even unlock different pets now or, rubies as well. And rubies are the thing that allow you to make it so that your pet picks up loot for you automatically, which you don't have to do. Like I've played the game without having the pet active. And this is one thing that a lot of people dislike, but I think having a pet that just runs around, picks up all your loot is kind of cool. And yeah, it wasn't all that bad to this. I think I got like over an entire month's worth of rubies for the pet and like a couple of days from barely selling any of my stuff from grinding, which is pretty okay. On top of that, this game does have kind of like an end game mapping system similar to Path of Exile, where you're like leveling up your chaos statue by going and doing cards. And these cards are similar to maps. They have a whole bunch of different effects on them, and they're from different regions. So I've gone and sorted these. These are all Ganita from tier 8. I wanted to run those. And the reason why you want to sort by your region is because there is like a daily tic-tac-toe board of maps. And so you can get different rewards for running specific things. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but these do give you some nice rewards. And you just can, like, if I cleared up the entire top here, I would get pile of gold bars for that. If I did like across here, I would get, you know, this and that. And you also get the reward that's inside the thing. So this can give you a lot of, you know, different rewards. If you're not sure if you have the maps to do it, you can even just check to see, hey, do I have any cards that would fulfill this? And it's just really easy, straightforward, and cool to use. And overall, the game feels pretty good. The skill system is a little bit crazy in terms of like what you can get into in late game. So you can see here, this is my electric sentry setup. And this is like a mid-game setup where I've kind of like filled out most of my rune cast. I have skills that are like linked from like adding the correct number of sides to a rune and having the correct colors, so it connects to support runes. And yeah, starting to fill these out, except for only my main skill is been raised all the way up to legendary quality. And so I eventually would want to raise the entire board up as well and awaken them, which is like making it double legendary and giving it some special bonuses. So you can see here at the bottom that this like increases my lightning damage amplification whenever Sentry is shocked, and it kind of does like some self-shocking shenanigans to make it do even more damage. And so this is just like a really cool in-depth system. If you're playing the exact same build as me, you might not have your rune cast set up exactly the same way because, you know, maybe you have one of these runes up here that goes and changes what's in the rune cast. Like right here, this one's getting affected by Sentry critical rate. So the Sentry that is in this particular spot is getting more critical strike chance. And so I really want to put my main thing here. Maybe you'll have something that like makes it so your Sentry wants to be over here, or over here, or over there. And so you kind of have to like finagle your way through getting things just so you can like get everything in. And I love messing around with this. This is like something I just enjoy doing, even off stream. I just mess around with it. And it's just a really cool system. The passive tree system is really, really cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. It might look complex right away, but basically as you unlock some stat points, you then unlock the first section of the passive tree. You can spend all of the points you want in there, but after spending 5 points, you unlock the second, and then that unlocks the third, unlocks the fourth, and so on. But let's say I'm like copying a build from somebody and I don't want to like have to continuously pull up their website or their guide or something. Well, I can go and be like, hey, I'm going to be copying my friend Michael Mussey's build. Let's go look at what his skill tree is. I'm going to click copy Zodiac. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm just going to go and mark all of these. And so now I can see, hey, he's taking all of these points. He's taking all of these. And this would even show if I didn't already have them. That's what the little star is. And I could even just go paste, and it would change all of the like tree to whatever he has for me. And then it's just cost gold. And so if I wanted to switch builds altogether, I could easily go do that without having to like, you know, go super duper crazy. Like if I wanted to change to a minion build here, I could just go and grab that and we just go paste it in. You see it costs a little bit of gold, like 247,000 is not very much to get this very quickly. And it would switch my entire passive tree around very, very quickly, which I really like. This system is really, really cool. And overall, I think it's going to be a really fun game. It's going to be a really fun season 2. It's definitely going to be worth checking out, especially if you haven't had that ARPG itch scratched just yet. And come by the stream. We'll be hanging out and playing. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be playing yet. I'm kind of just going to make up my mind probably like the day of or something. I'm probably going to end up playing Melee because I ended up playing this Electric Sentry build this past season, which was pretty fun. Did an insane amount of damage. Very like I didn't see very many people doing it besides me and my friend Mussy. But yeah, it ended up being very powerful. So yeah, come by the stream and thank you much.